Hi guys, welcome to another episode of IATV. In today's video, I'll actually be going down to Marina South Pier. I'm on my way there now because there's a lot of people asking us on Instagram especially on how to catch squid and what's the basics of getting started for egging at MSP. So I'm going to go down to MSP right now and hopefully be able to show you some catches as well as some tips and tricks. So stay tuned and I'll catch you when we arrive at MSP. So guys, we have arrived at Marina South Pier. I'm currently walking towards the spot that we call the slope, which is the breakers near the cruise center. It's about 1.5 hours before the high tide. I like to fish moving water, so just before the high and the high itself and the outgoing. So let's get to the spot and we'll catch up again. Hi guys, just before I get to the spot, I'm just gonna run you guys through what you guys should be bringing to MSP. Basically, of course, you got your rod and your reel. Today I'm using a Sephia XTune. It's a 8.6 medium light, so I play light egging. I don't really go so heavy, so I choose medium light or light rods. This is a travel rod actually. Shimano Vanquish C3000 shallow spool, double handle, great for egging. A hat, some polarized glasses so you can see through the water. Some way of dispatching the squid. This one's from Daiwa, it's Emerald Dallas. It has a little gaff here and a squid killer as well. Very convenient. You need some snaps as well and a line cutter. So I use this, it's all in one package. Just clip it to my bag, it's really easy to use. You also need a squid gaff. It's not really necessary, but when you get a big one at a high wall, it's kind of useful to have one. I recommend about 4 meters or 5 meters for MSP. Your leader, of course. Today I'm using 12 pounds. We can use anywhere from 8 pounds to about 12 pounds. I like to use 10, but today I'm using 12 because I'm using P0.8 on my reel. Normally I use 0.6, so I'm matching it with 12 pound fluorocarbon today. And of course your eggies. The eggies I like to use at MSP generally are 2.5 and below. So we have various types of eggies here, we have 2.5s, we have 1.8s, 1.5s and 1.3s. The thing I like to use most are actually 1.8s because I personally play light egging. I don't really use 2.5s very much. I use the smaller ones a lot. So the colors that I like to use actually, I would say the squid at MSP are very finicky sometimes. So I like to use natural colors. What are natural colors actually? So there are things like silver, which imitates a bait fish, red, especially in very bad conditions, red and red like that, and gold. Do I have a gold here? So this is a gold here as well. So these three are my go-to colors for MSP. The others, you can see there's orange, there's reds, yeah, kind of like that. I don't really use them too much. They're normally for catching really small squids like that you can use for bait, either offshore or for any other purposes. But to do and catch your table size, I prefer to use 1.5, 1.8s and 2.0s over here. 2.5s I use it sometimes when you can see the bigger squid around. They're not taking the small ones, but I don't really use them that often. So when you're looking at light egging, right, especially for Yamashita, there's a various few types that you can get. Let me just take them out. Don't know if you guys can really see this like that. They have different colored eyes. Here we have a green, a red, a black and a blue. So a blue generally notates a shallow eggy. The next one up would be a green, which is a basic shallow, then a basic, then the deep. Even if all these eggies were the same size and they had different color eyes, the sing rate will be very different. So let me just show you an example of these two 2.2s. I don't really use them too much here because they sing too fast. You can just look at the sinker of the one with the blue eyes compared to the one with the red eyes. The sinker, there's a very distinct difference between the size. This is a shallow and this is a deep, so this would sing much faster than this one. So the sing rate I like to use here is about maybe about 3.0 meters per second to about 4. The 2.5s, they normally go for about 5 meters a second. I personally don't like it so much because I like to fish very aggressively and I like to hit the bottom. So my choice is always 1.8 basic, black eyes from Yamashita, or 1.8 from Duel. 1.5s can be used as well because they have a single row of hooks like that. they snag a lot less often, and over here, if you don't snag, you're obviously not fishing it right. Okay guys, I'm done setting up. Let's go to the spot and start fishing. So guys, always adjust your drag before you fish. Make sure it's loose, but not too loose at the same time. That's too tight. Too tight. About there, I think. Maybe one less. Okay, that's nice. So yeah, basic conditions for fishing MSP. Moving water, as I said before. I like to fish just before the high tide as well, and also when it's outgoing. So I probably fish for about, if I'm really busy, maybe an hour sometimes, just at the rising or the outgoing, just at the peak of the highs, or up to like 4 hours to fish the whole up and down from incoming to outgoing. But not all the way, it goes to a really low tide. So you need some water here to fish. Moving water is good. Cloud cover like this, I don't really like it so much. I don't know if you can see the clouds. Cloud cover like that, you see there's not a lot of sunlight going through. I don't really like that so much. I like really hot sunny days. The water as well, you can see it's kind of clearish, but not really clearish at the same time, because probably a lot of turbulence being spurned up by the current or something like that, because it's incoming tide right now. Generally, if the water is really still, like you can see through, and there's not little ripples and stuff like that you can see now, it's more preferable than what it is today. It's going to be, looks like it's going to be quite tough because of the cloud cover and the color of the water and whatever you call that, little ripples or whatever in the water. But nevertheless, let's give it a try and see what we can catch today. Really windy on this side, the wind's going this way, so my line keeps having a bow in it, so I'm gonna fish over there. So the wind's behind me, makes it a lot easier to control the line and to cast. So for MSP fishing, because I mostly play light egging, unlike my friends who like much bigger eggies like 2.5, 3s and 3.0s, I technically don't cast very far, so maybe 10-15 meters is more than enough. Because for me, I play the drop-offs, so I always play the bottom. I always tell them if you don't touch the bottom, if you're not getting snagged, you're not playing properly. So I always like to touch the bottom and search the nearby drop-offs really. Okay, we got a squid. So if you see where the ink is, they're normally just at the drop-offs, especially the small ones. Big ones, they come around sometimes, but not all the time. So that's first squid in the first 2 casts really. So let's dispatch this and have it for dinner tonight. Yeah, one more thing I forgot, guys, to include in what to bring is Ziplocs. Very important. They're cooperating today. First catch of the day. Let's see if we can get anything else. Let's put this in my bag and continue fishing. Just have to keep covering water until you find the squid. You know, if you stand at one spot and keep casting like the whole day, I don't think it's very productive. You just have to keep searching and searching and searching for them. You'll find them eventually. So if you can see those rocks like right in front of me, they're wide. Over there is about kind of like 2 meters. So like this spot, once you cast out, it's probably about 5 to 6 meters outside. So just let your eggie sink all the way to the bottom. So cast it out, you know the sink rate, just let it sink. Make sure you're touching the bottom, or almost touching the bottom. You're playing subsurface, under the surface, you probably aren't going to catch anything. So over here, bottom contact matters. If you dare to touch the bottom, you're pretty much going to catch more. So don't be afraid. If you're afraid, use some cheaper eggies that you're not afraid to lose. Once you get good, go to something better. But yeah, touch the bottom. That's the best advice that I can really tell you. If you don't touch the bottom, you're not going to catch much. Always keep an eye on your line, just in case there's any sudden movements. I mean, it might be a squid trying to attack your eggie. It's a squid, guys. Always on the drop near the bottom. It's a pretty small one, this one. What's this? It's another squid. Guys, also whenever you come to MSP, right, you always must ask the Guardian of MSP for help. So the Guardian, he's right over there. Obviously he's not happy with me because he's hissing, but yeah, give him some food and make friends with him and you'll get a good catch. What's this, guys? Another squid. So guys, how I like to play this high wall, there's actually like, you know, a bunch of rocks out here and there's a drop off after that. So I always tend to find that the squid always hide near the drop off. So you really just have to cast and clear the drop offs. It's really high risk, high reward because there are lots and lots of snags here. I don't really find the cast out is very effective. You can try, but generally I play on the sides over here and just keep clearing the drop offs. Be prepared to lose a lot of eggies and make sure you touch the bottom. If not, if you're not getting stuck, basically you're not playing it right. So it's really dangerous game. Oh, what's this? Squid. One tentacle. Oh, you got it. So I like to open my bell and just let the eggie sink all the way. So you know, when you think you're at the bottom, count to like 10 or 15, then start retrieving, because you really want to be at the bottom. So there's another way you guys can eggie over here. You just do when you touch the bottom, do a slow straight crank, and you know, just crank it a while, then you let it sit till you crank it again, and if you feel something touching your line, just set the hook. So that's good, guys. So guys, there's one more tip I wanted to share with you about how the eggie sinks under line control. So if I cast it out right and I close my bell, and if I was letting the eggie sink on a slack line like this, there's a bow in the line, it will actually sink more straight down and faster. If I had it under a tension fall like this, which is falling under a tension line, as you can see, it will actually sink slower and it will sink towards you like that. So use this to your advantage when you're playing the drop-offs. You can either sink it towards you or, you know, give it more control and sink straight down. Hi guys, I think I'm done for today. Didn't catch any big ones, but I mean, this is a video about how do you catch squid at MSP. So yeah, I caught about 7 today. Not very big ones, but I mean, maybe 5 of these make a meal, so I've got 7. So I think I got a nice dinner tonight. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Unfortunately, there are no big ones today. I'd love to show you some big ones, but just not happening today. Conditions are a bit too tough. But I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like this video, want to see more content, have any questions, please like and subscribe and comment below. Thanks.